Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode number 9 of the On Studio Sessions podcast. Joining me this week is a longtime friend of mine, Caoimhe Glynn. Caoimhe moved to Dublin for college. She went to BIM in Dublin a couple of years ago, and I hadn't seen her since. It's like she just disappeared altogether. But she's back, and I managed to get hold of her for the podcast. And without further ado, I suppose, might as well just get straight into it. Caoimhe, my love, how are you keeping?
I'm all good. How are you?
I'm brilliant. Thanks for joining me.
No time. Any bother? No. What?
No time, any
I can't
bother?
speak.
No time, any bother. I love it.
Yeah.
How's things?
I'm all good.
What have you been up to?
Quarantining up in Dublin on my own in my
Yeah.
apartment, so that's been fun.
Yeah.
Trying to write music, but my social housing situation is what do they say? It's interrupting my creative flow.
Oh, I see. So I don't really know where to start with this conversation, to be quite honest. Haven't really planned anything.
As per usual.
Yeah, but I mean, I think conversation flows better that way. It's not as robotic.
I think so too, because you never know what I'm gonna come out with. I'm even saying that to myself now, that I don't know what's gonna come out. I'm scared.
What was I going to say to you? I don't know really. I can't get over the weather lately. Anytime it's sunny outside and I'm recording the podcast, I always end up looking like out the window because it's just so nice outside.
My apartment has loads of skylights and a balcony door and a window door. Like, I don't even have to put on any lights or anything. It's
just full of
warm
light
in here all the time. And if you keep the door closed, you will bake.
That's class.
But it's probably the only vitamin D I'm getting at the moment.
There's a bit of a buzz coming through there. Is your amp on or anything, or no?
Nope.
It's only when you talk.
Think so. Nope.
I don't know what it is. Oh, I think it's when your headphones touch your guitar, actually.
Oh, that could be a very...
Anyway, we won't worry about it. It's grand. Caoimhe, thanks a million for coming on. I know I said it already.
Yeah.
I'm not going to waste any time, really. I'm just going to get straight into the meat and potatoes. Where are you from? You're from Dunmore, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Dunmore, Ballinlass, so I went to primary school there.
Okay.
50 kids was the maximum that was ever in there, so it was very small. And then I went to Dunmore Community School, and I just joined the choirs, and I was in Tuama quite a good bit doing like Tuama Theatre, and I met a lot of good people there. And now I'm currently up in Dublin studying songwriting in the BIM Institute. It's part of DIT.
Okay.
That's fun.
That was lovely. Thanks a million for joining us for this episode. And no, I'm joking. Okay, right. So you gave us a nice little summary there, but I want to get more in detail. So when you were, let's go back to Caoimhe as a young child.
As a young child.
When you were younger, was there much music in the house when you were younger? Like, was music, because you're a real proper musician, like, you know? So like, was music always around when you were young, or has it only kind of in your later years that you got more and more into music, or how did it come about?
Well, like, my mom always sang, and like mom would sing harmonies, and so would we to songs in the car. And then when my mom joined the choir, so did I. My sister's kind of musical. My brother sings. He won't sing in front of people, but he's a good singer. And my granny was a really good fiddle player and stuff like that. So it is in the family. It's in one side of the family and not really in the other. But yeah, it's kind of always been around. Like, there's nothing really to do out in Ballinlass other than play some music.
Fair enough.
It's not a glowing metropolis like Dublin, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it's just something to pass the time, and I just got good at it. And then I started writing music when I was about 11.
Okay.
And then when I came up to do CAO options, it just said songwriting, and I was like, well, I've been doing this for a while. See what happens.
Yeah. Are you self-taught, as in guitar-wise and stuff?
I'm self-taught on the piano, but like, I wouldn't really be that great on the piano either. But I just always wanted something to accompany me. I just really like singing. So
Okay.
I got guitar lessons in Dunmore from about fifth class until maybe third year or something like that. My
Okay.
brother really wanted to get them, so it was always like, "Oh, your brother's gonna learn guitar," and I was like, "I really want to learn guitar," so I just went with him, and now he doesn't play at all.
Okay. You just gotta give up on the whole thing.
Yeah, I had such a great teacher. His name was Mihal Morin. He was so nice,
Okay.
so nice.
So what
From
what age
Ballyhonus.
what age did you start?
Um, I'm gonna say like 11.
Oh, okay.
Do you know? Like
Yeah.
once I started learning the guitar, I started writing music. I never really learned covers on the guitar. Like I know a few, but it's always just playing notes and trying to write my own songs, and
Mm.
because I can't really sing like anyone else, so I just don't try to sing like anyone else.
Yeah, yeah. So before I go on, Quiva is different in the sense that Quiva is the first person that's been on the podcast that isn't from around Tuam, well, as hasn't been in Tuam, um, as often as the others have. So I don't. That's why I don't know an awful lot about Quiva. Quiva disappeared. Quiva disappeared off the face of the earth about 4 years ago, and I haven't seen her since.
Yeah, yeah, I did. I got up to Dublin, and I've got such a great group of friends here, and like everyone in my college is a musician, and we're playing gigs all the time and recording music and all that sort of stuff. And I love the community up here.
Mm.
So I do find it hard going back. Not in any way, but it's just I just love my friends up here so much,
Yeah.
and I love just going playing music all the time.
Mm.
So it's a great place to be.
Fair enough. So what about school then, Quiva? Music in school for you? Like how was that? Was it just choir that was in Dunmore really, and that was it, or what other kind of things was there going on there?
In primary school, we would have done like the tin whistle and stuff like
Mm.
that. And I just picked up the tin whistle again. I bought a new one
Oh, cool.
for quarantine. That's what I'm learning. Because I do really want to get quite good at that. But in secondary school, I didn't do any music until fifth year.
Oh wow.
I never really had any classical theory background or anything like that. I was always very into it now, and I teach and all that sort of stuff
Mm.
now. But yeah, I just had fifth year and even started doing music,
Mm.
and I was in all the plays, and I joined the choir when I was in second year, third year.
Mm.
We did our school's got talent for a while as well.
Oh yeah.
I entered that when that was the first thing I did when I went to secondary school. Just joined that and started singing songs there, and then people knew I could sing, and then I kind of got into the choirs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. You said something there that kind of I meant to bring. I wanted to say something about it, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, you teach? Is it just guitar you teach, or do you teach singing?
I teach guitar, piano. A theory is my main thing. Like I teach for leaving cert music. I
Okay.
just really like the mathsy bits of music and like
Mm.
composing. That's what I'm doing a lot at the moment is composing on Sibelius and MuseScore, just
Oh yeah.
like things, just like string quartets and little orchestral pieces.
Class.
I don't know why. I don't really have any. I've never played a string instrument like that or any orchestral instruments, but I've always been really attracted to writing music for film scores and
Yeah.
just write music you can sit and listen to. Do you
Mm.
know?
Mm. That's cool. Yeah. I think we're opposites in that sense that I hate music theory. Like.
Oh, I love it. But I would never be able to do the stuff that you're doing, like mixing and producing
I'm
and
sure you would though.
all those little numbers. It's too much for me. It's too much.
Sorry, I'm after taking a drink of water. Yeah, it's that kind of thing is interesting. Like because you see all these artists now, like yourself, and they're starting off at home, and they're wanting to get into recording their own music and stuff. So I suppose it's a skill that like a certain amount of people will have. But I think come I don't know another 10 years time, I think most artists and musicians, I think, would be able to do a lot of it from home themselves.
Oh,
Technology is
easily. That's
changing
what
so
they're
quickly, you
teaching
know.
us in college now is how to do this from home because you can't make, you're not going to get signed by the record deals anymore because they don't make as much
Mm.
money off artists.
Yeah,
So you kind of have to be a home produced musician
yeah.
if you want to really get anywhere. And that's the best thing about BIM is it's bringing all of us with all of our different talents. And some people will be really good at producing, some people are really good at writing, and it just puts us all in one really small area.
Mm.
And it encourages collaborations. And like all my band members are in BIM, and they're all so amazing. And my friends, and I have done like collaborations like electronic songs and stuff like that
Mm.
through people in my year and stuff like that. Stuff I never would have been able to do myself, but I would have liked to. And it's good to have the mix between all the people, and it brings out some of the best songs, I think.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Like, there's nothing. I always say there's nothing more like special that like you when you have a group of musicians in a room that have never worked with each other before ever. Like, and you can just put them all in a room and go, okay, play that song. And in the space of like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe they have the song down and it sounds class. And there's something really there's
Yeah.
something really magical about that. Like, you know.
And everyone just adds their own flavor and their own, because nobody can play the guitar the same way you play the guitar, even if I play the guitar really, really badly. But nobody can. And it's nice to get the mixture of all the personalities,
Yeah.
because you can always hear a personality through an instrument.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, definitely, I know my piano skills are completely different to yours. Like, you can definitely hear that.
Oh, yeah.
In the sense of,
Oh,
like,
that's right.
musical styles and things like that, you know, it's very different. I get a real, I get a real hosiery vibe from you and your music.
Thank you. That is the ultimate compliment. That's all I ever like. I love Hosier with all of my heart. I think I've gone to see him 9, maybe 10 times between Dublin and Castlebar and Galway, everywhere. Like I love him so much. I just love the whole like storytelling aspect that you get in a lot of
Yeah.
Irish musicians,
Mm,
like Christy Moore as well. Love
mm,
that. I like writing songs that take you away from your own self for a few minutes and
yeah.
just let you peer into somebody else's life or peer into an imaginary life, and then you can just go back.
Yeah.
3
Mm.
minutes of a break.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We definitely need that now anyway, with what's going on.
Yeah, love a bit of quarantine.
So, were you stuck in Dublin for the last how many weeks, like?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
when quarantine kind of hit, my one of my roommates was from Cavan, and one of my other roommates was from Germany, and the two of them went home. And I've just been staying here, keeping myself sane. And but Dublin's great. You can get boojum delivered, so you can't give out about Dublin. Boojum delivered,
That's all you could want, like.
like I'm here. There's nobody annoying me, and I can get boojum whenever I want. It's very close to heaven. Do you know what I mean?
Uh, just I'll talk more about this later on, but your guitar is very very cool.
I get a lot of questions about it all the time. It's a Yamaha SLG 200, which is just a fancy way of saying it's silent, so it doesn't have a body to make the sound.
Yeah.
So it's like electric, but it
Mm.
has an acoustic sound because I don't think I'd really suit an electric guitar. I went into Music Maker up here in Dublin and I saw it hanging on the wall and I was like, what Egypt buys that? And then I played it
And you were like,
and I'm the
I'm the
Egypt
Egypt.
that buys it. I love it so much. You can plug in your headphones and it's got different settings on it, and it
Yeah.
like you can just it's all in one together.
Mm.
You just plug the guitar in, plug your mic in, and you're ready to go. And it folds in half so you can take this top off.
What?
Yeah. So it's really good for traveling. if I can take it off. Yeah, so you can take the side off.
Oh my god, that is so
And
cool.
yeah. So it's really good. When I was in England over the summer just gigging around there, and it was so handy. You just put it on the plane, it comes with you, and it's so
Mm.
like it's so light and durable, and no matter what the sound is, you can get a good sound out of it.
Yeah,
Do you know?
yeah, yeah. No, I only asked because I'm looking at it there in the corner of the corner of the shot, like,
Yeah.
and it's just a
Little
hole. It's
hole.
just a hole. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Where does the handbag?
yeah. It's a bit like my electric fiddle actually. It's class.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Pure silent, like, so you can just plug in your headphones and all that stuff. It's deadly.
And you can just practice away, and you're not annoying anyone. I don't want to
No,
be annoying anyone.
no, especially not with a fiddle, because
Ooh,
But
practicing a fiddle. That is top tier, probably the worst sounds in the
and we
world.
and we have
People
two
learning
cats.
to play the fiddle.
I love your hair.
Thank you. It's currently green. We've been through all the colors of the rainbow, but I've kind of settled on green now. I like it.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like a starfish for some reason. I don't know. I just feel really like woo.
Fair
I
enough.
don't know. It suits me. Like I've always had blonde hair, but I don't know. I just put the green in, and it just seems right. Do you know?
Yeah.
You
No,
wouldn't. I wouldn't say green is my hair color, but having green hair seems right.
it suits you. It suits you. It's nice.
I remember when I first started, I was walking down towards Houston, and I saw this girl coming up the street, and she was blonde hair. She was built like me, but she was skinny, and she was really pretty. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm never going to look like that. I looked in the window of some shop, realized my hair was green, and I broke down laughing so hard. And I decided, yeah, that's the hair color. Like,
Yeah.
if it can make me laugh that bad when like I'm already feeling bad about myself, it immediately cheered me up. Why wouldn't I want to look at something that immediately cheers me up?
Absolutely. Yeah. Anyway, we kind of rambled off there. So
Oh yeah, sorry.
no. That was me. That was me. So like I said earlier, I haven't been talking to you in ages. So literally, like, fill me in on everything. Like, what have you been up to music wise? How has your journey kind of progressed from, like, I know you recorded 2 or 3 songs here.
Yeah,
Like at the very
ages
start.
ago.
Yeah. I was only listening back to those the other day, and they still sound really good, like, for what they were. I was actually pretty happy with those. But yeah, so what have you done since? Like, what's after
Well,
that? Fill me in on
I
that.
hadn't really played any gigs of my own music back at home, and I would still love to come back and actually play a gig at home and have people like listen to my music and see
Mm.
what they think. But since coming up here, I got one of my first gigs in first year, and I asked 2 of my friends to play with me, Lewis Young and Nicole
Mm-hmm.
Lyons. So Nicole sings backup for me, and Lewis plays the violin and any other instrument you hand him, anything. So that was kind of the start of Railta, and like me being a performer and like having my own stage name and all that sort of stuff. And then I got picked to do, so my college BIM chooses a few songs every year to go on an album, and this year last year they released them as singles. So one
Okay.
of my songs was released with them, and that was really cool.
Cool.
It was an electronic song, so it's a lot different to what I usually play,
Yeah.
but it's not that far from what I want to be doing, do you know?
Yeah.
And then in January, I played a sold out show in the Sound House on the Keys, and that was really good. That was such a
That's
great
class.
night. My bassist ended up getting confirmed that he had the mumps about an hour before
What?
sound check, which wasn't fun.
And was that?
But
Go on. Sorry.
okay.
No. Go on. Go on. You're alright.
he got confirmed with the mumps, so he couldn't play. But because of him, like I had really good friends like Bala who stepped in.
Class.
Jeez, Bala has saved my arse so many times. And yeah, I'm now playing with it's an 8-piece band, and they're
Jesus.
so good. We've got Ingrid Keelahan, Nicole Lyons, and Kaylin Houghton on backing vocals. Mark McGurr was playing drums for me. Um, We've got Ryan on guitar, Lewis on sax, violin, whatever you want to hand him, and then Franco Flaherty on bass.
That's class. And is that so? That's Railta, like that's.
Like I'm Railta and then
They're
they play with
that's
me,
yeah,
but together, like it's so much better when we're together. Do
that's
you know that
class.
sort of way? Like I need people behind me. Do you know?
Yeah.
They make me look better than I am. Do you know?
That's cool though. That just adds to the whole hosier vibe. Like that's class. That's so cool.
Yeah, I love having the mix of everything, and they're all so good, and we love playing together. And rehearsals are always so much fun.
Yeah.
And that's the best bit. Like if you get on really well with all these people, it's easy.
Oh,
It
that's
just
half the
flows.
battle. Yeah.
Like
Yeah. It should never feel like work.
no,
You
no,
know?
it doesn't. It doesn't. It feels like a break. I wake up some mornings and everybody's just in my house, and we just play for an hour, play for maybe two,
Yeah.
and then have some tea and have a ginger. Ginger is the cafe downstairs,
Yeah.
and it's so nice, and I
That's
really
class.
miss it. That's the main thing I miss in quarantine is rehearsing with my band and seeing them all the time. I just love them so much. They're just so nice.
That's class. And that gig you played, was that organized by BIM or was that you? Like was that your own thing? Like
So for BIM, one of our assessments is you have to perform one of your own songs.
okay.
So I did that at the start of the year, and then we decided, oh, let's just do a gig. So I organized the gig for January, and it was my first time organizing such a big gig and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit of hassle. It was a little bit different, but it was good. It was good. I was so happy with how it came out in the end. And I
Class.
had Aluna, who are such a good band. 3 girls do the most amazing harmonies, and Pluto, who is a R&B artist from Dublin. He's so good
Class.
as well. So you should check those out.
Yeah.
Aluna Music and Pluto Music.
There you go. There you go.
They were doing but yeah, it's just a whole family affair. Everybody just comes together, and it was such a good night. It was such a good night. And then after that, we played in Whelan's Midnight Hour.
Class.
That's the second time I played that, but it was much better when I had like a big band behind me.
Yeah, that's class. So for anybody who's we'll say for younger people watching Caoimhe who are like not in college yet and stuff, and they might be considering BIM for pursuing their musical dream, I suppose. What would you say? Give us a brief rundown of what BIM is like for music and stuff.
There's loads of different streams. So I'm in the songwriting one, but you can do it in bass, guitar, drums, vocals, and it's a great place if you want to start your career in the music industry, because you don't just go in and it's not college. The second you start in BIM is the second you start working, because music isn't a 9-to-5 job. You have to build your brand, you have to build who you are, and BIM helps you along the way. And all the lecturers are like people who are industry professionals. So you're getting all the information they've gathered over the last 10, 20 years, condensed into 4 years, what to do, what not to do. I think it's a great resource, but it's about how much you put into it. If you're willing to work and you're willing to do the gigs and you're trying everything out, it'll work. But if you go in thinking, oh, I'm going to be a famous star because I went to BIM, no. BIM gives you the tools and you have to do the work.
Yeah, it's like that. I think for like this whole thing in general is like it's all you have to put in the work from the start, and it's not like it's not something that just happens overnight. It's definitely not that. Like 100% is not that. It takes years.
No.
And years, and like you have to.
And
like,
there's a lot of downs. There's
of course
too many downs.
Of course there is. Yeah.
But you just have to continue on and work your hardest and keep producing music.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It's sorry. I keep forgetting there's a delay on the line, so I'm like, is she finished? Did she not finish?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. It's that's advice to everybody. Really, is like there's no point in like sitting down, writing a song, recording a video of yourself, and sticking it up on Facebook, and being like, okay, that's grand, and then you get, let's say you only get like, I don't know, let's say you only get 50 views, and you're like, oh, well, that was shit. I'm never doing that ever again.
You have to do another one.
There's
and
no
another
point.
One, and another one.
Yeah, exactly.
And your fifth one will be way better than your first one.
Absolutely.
You won't know why, but something will happen, and it'll just progressively get better all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so much tools out there now for young artists and up-and-coming songwriters as well.
Like anyone who's thinking about doing music, just even thinking about it, get GarageBand. Start messing with it.
Yeah.
The earlier you start messing with GarageBand, the better.
Yeah, you can get.
I wish I had done it.
Yeah. You can get it on your phone. You can get it on any Apple device. You can get GarageBand.
Yeah,
on it.
anything.
And it's
like,
free,
it's
isn't
so
it?
Good. It's so
or is
good.
it €5 or something? Sorry, I was taking a drink. It's I think it's free on all iOS devices.
Yeah.
But it's brilliant. You can make up drum loops there on it, and you can record in stuff with your built-in microphone stuff. It's great for just laying down a foundation for a song or whatever. Or if you have ideas written down and you want to hear what they'll sound like all together, it's brilliant if you're just by yourself.
Yeah, most of the stuff that's on my Instagram and stuff, like I put up one the other day. That was just an idea I put into my phone, did a couple of harmonies over it, and then just put it up. Like I didn't even have to finish the song, but I produced something that a lot of people like, and it's attracting more people to my page.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
It's all about keeping it going.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if you're not happy with what you're doing, just keep working on it until you are happy, and then.
That's a huge part of it. Don't be afraid to annoy people on social. Okay, well, don't annoy them, but don't be afraid to regularly
annoy
post
them
on social media.
You have to annoy them. They're not going to listen to you if you're not annoying.
Yeah. You should, realistically, you should be posting on social media twice a day, if not more than that.
Jeez, I wouldn't go twice a day for me personally, but with like the podcasts and stuff like that, of course.
It's different. It's different for me, but for musicians,
you have to keep pushing it.
Yeah. If as a musician, if you can get a cover out, if you can get a cover out once a week or maybe even twice a week, you're sorted.
You're flying. That's such a good thing.
Yeah.
My friends do small covers on their stories, and that attracts a lot of attention as well. If you're not confident enough to put it on your actual page, it's only up for 24 hours, and you can get people to share it around.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I never thought of that. And the other thing as well is if you have a little bit of money lying around, don't be afraid to pay for promotion on Facebook. Don't be afraid to put up a video. It's
gotten a lot more expensive than when I first started, but it is such a good tool, and it has helped me quite a bit with promoting gigs and stuff.
Yeah, definitely worth it. It's great. So that's okay. So that's BIM. Yeah, BIM is cool. I knew it existed, but I didn't know exactly what the ins and outs of it were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have a good connection with Windmill Lane, haven't you?
Windmill Lane is part of Pulse College and Griffith College.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's not BIM.
Whereas BIM is part of
DIT. Oh, okay.
But we have everybody in a very close area.
Yeah.
Like we have NCAD up at the top of the road. So all the creatives are kind of just mashed together. Part of Dublin.
It's kind of hard not to be creative. So have you have studios then in BIM, obviously, have you, or whatever, for recording, or do you have to go?
Yeah, we have a studio in BIM. We do not a lot of recording will be done there, but there's a module that I did this year. Well, if you're doing audio production, it is done there, you know?
Okay, yeah.
But I did a module this year that's called studio recording, and it's about being in the studio and not necessarily being an engineer, because that takes so many years already to learn, but going into the studio as an artist and understanding the things that they're saying to you, so that you're not just blindsided when you get in there, and you can be a lot more comfortable when you're recording your music in a big studio.
Yeah,
which I think is a really important module, and it was for me anyways.
Yeah, of course it is. That's a huge part of running a studio and that whole thing. I even see it. I saw it there before we got going here. I was like, I was able to talk to you using like technical terms, and you knew exactly what I was talking about. But if this was like whatever 5 years ago or whatever it was when you were here before, it was like a different story.
Oh, I wouldn't have had a clue. Even last year, I probably wouldn't have had a clue.
It's so funny because it makes things really quick. You know, like you can troubleshoot problems
streamline,
quickly,
get things out,
yeah.
get them as quick as possible.
Yeah, it's great. There was something else there I wanted to bring up about that. Yeah, a huge part of like getting a good take in a session and having a good flow in the studio is being comfortable in the studio and being comfortable with people you're working with. So that module sounds kind of that sounds really interesting actually.
Yeah, it was kind of messed up because of Corona, but the final exam is to bring in a band that you worked with and to record them and have a whole session plan of how you would like it, and then you talk to the engineer and be like, I'd like this and this and this. And I think that's really important, because if you want to go into even having some part in the production of your music, you need to be able to talk to the you need to be able to talk to the engineer and know what you want. You don't want just like an echo, you want like a whole reverb.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
the small things like that.
Yeah, makes our job as engineers a lot easier. But it makes it more interesting too. It's the whole creative side of it as well, you know, because like mixing and engineering and all that stuff is technical, but it's also once you've got the technical side down, it's creative really from that point on, like, you know.
Yeah.
And so the engineer will always try their best to get the creative view of the artist across, you know. So don't be afraid to tell us what you're looking for. So Caoimhe, then can we move on to songwriting then, I suppose, because that's what you've been doing all along, you know. Even even those first few songs that we recorded with you a few years ago, they were all originals. Like one of them was a cover.
Yeah.
But the other two were originals.
Oh yeah, I always do one cover. I always just have one cover in there.
So what I'll do is I'll talk to you about songwriting, and then we can actually talk a little bit about your approach to live gigs and stuff like that, and you know, your whole thoughts on let me think, your whole like your musical philosophy, if you will. So fill me in on you and writing music and how all that started, and what was the inspiration for your first song. Tell me about all that stuff.
The inspiration for a lot of my songs, I don't write like about myself. I maybe have like 6 or 7 songs out of the 100 I've written that are about myself.
Okay.
I kind of just, there's a state called flow, and it's where I kind of just black out, and I'll have written out all these words and I'll have recorded something, and then I go back and I fine tune it.
Yeah.
A lot of when I write, it's just, I'm playing a few chords, and then the next thing I've written a song. And if I don't catch myself to write the lyrics down or write the notes down or record it, I could lose that song. So I'm constantly recording myself. My phone is full of notes and full of voice recordings and all this sort of stuff. So a lot of my songs I just write and then come out the other side, and maybe a year later I'll be like, oh, that was about that, or oh, I can see where that came from. But I just enjoy singing and saying the words, and they seem right in my brain, and then it kind of comes out. It's a bit of a mess. It is a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
It's such a great thing to get into a state of flow, and you probably get into a state of flow as well when you're doing the engineering and stuff. It just everything blacks out, and you are just what you're creating.
Oh yeah, you're completely in the zone, like.
Yeah, in the zone. That's exactly it. In the zone.
That's interesting to hear that though. The way you write, like, it's so funny. Every artist that's been on that has been writing their own music has a completely different way of writing. It's so like Jamie. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Jamie McIntyre. I don't know if you've heard about him or.
I know he's from Tune, but I don't really. I've never met him.
Okay. Jamie's approach to songwriting is absolutely hilarious. Jamie will sit down and write a song with no intention of knowing what it's going to be about or anything. He'll just sit down and write it, and Yeah, it could be about like literally, it could be about nothing, like just a load of words on a page that have some sort of story or some sort of, connection to each other, but that's it. Like, and then Jamie will openly say at every gig he plays that, oh yeah, this next song is called something. Don't know what it's about. It's not really about anything, I suppose, to be honest.
That's same. Same.
It's mad. Like it's so funny.
Since I came into college, though, my main thing was to start writing songs about me, for me. So I kind of have an intention in 90% of my songs now. Even if I didn't mean the intention when I wrote the song, I have one when I'm singing it.
Yeah,
Does
yeah,
that make sense?
yeah. So you're able to
So,
relate
like,
it to something, like.
yeah, I'll pin it to something.
Mm.
So, because I don't want to just be singing about nothing. I like to have a story
Yeah.
telling sort of a thing. But yeah, I'm the same with Jamie. It's just like I don't really know what the song's about.
Yeah.
But I wrote it and it's a nice one.
And I hope you enjoy it.
I hope you enjoy it.
What was I going to say to you? Oh yeah, so tell me then, so where do you draw most of your inspiration from?
This can sound awful, but everyday life, I
Okay.
know. But I like a lot of like Irish folklore as well and stuff like that, or a lot of stuff from like my upbringing with the Catholic Church and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I like to make a lot of references to that because that's what I know. They're the
Yeah.
metaphors that I can use and I can understand.
That's cool.
But I love Dublin bus. I love the bus. We'll sit on it for hours and just observe people and just be walking along and see something, and I'll just write it down and try and make a metaphor out of it, or try to make it like sound. I like to make things sound better than they are, not in a bad way, but
Yeah,
like
I get you.
make everything have a little bit of magic in it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's cool. Caoimhe has some very, very funny stories from traveling on the bus, to and from lessons and all that stuff. But I don't think we'll get into that unless you want to tell us
I
any
love the
stories.
bus. I've been on nearly all the bus routes in Dublin, and I've only been up here 3 years. I just really love the bus.
What's the most exciting thing that's happened to you in Dublin? The most eventful thing that's happened to you in Dublin?
In Dublin, oh, well, like, because I teach, I was out teaching theory to some girl out in Lucan, and I don't know what it is about Lucan. I can't find my way around. I took the bus, and then I went walking for a bit and all this sort of stuff. Ended up out in Kildare and had to just ring the girl's mom and be like, yeah, and emergency came up, and I can't make it, because I was so lost. I was so lost. Had about 1% on my phone. Just hopped on the next bus that was going anywhere near town, and then got off that bus, and I was like, right, I'm in town, I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
And then there was another bus that like would bring me home,
and
I was like, grand. Got on it. It was going the wrong way, and I didn't realize because I was on my phone trying to charge it. Do you know? It's things like that. I tried to go to that lady's house in Lucan 3 times, and I think I only ever got there the once. I can't do Lucan. Can't do it.
Shout out.
I just don't understand it.
Have you ever met any famous people? Like, have you ever met any, like, not even famous, like, have you met any, like, Irish celebrities?
Like you see Gavin James knocking about here and there. I know I met Ryan Sheridan when I was younger, and I don't really know. I wouldn't know if I've met famous people.
Yeah,
it's
you're
not
just gonna walk past them, like.
Think about.
Yeah.
I'm if I see a famous person, actually, that's a lie. There is one of my favorite musicians. She used to go to BIM, and she used to organize all these things in it, and her name's Maria Kelly.
Yeah.
And she's from Mayo. And the first time I met her, I nearly cried. And she's only 24. Like, she's the same age I am now. And I was just there like, hi. Like, I absolutely freaked out. This was at a BIM event. All my friends were there, and nobody else knew who she was or whatever. Like, or they were all friends with her, and I was just freaking out.
Wonderful. Your one was probably like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, yeah, she was. And she tried to calm me down by telling me a funny story. She was so nice. She's so nice. Look up Maria Kelly. Like, amazing.
There you go, Maria Kelly. Look her up. Actually, here's the question. Have you started watching Normal People, or are you going to watch it?
Finished.
Really?
Goodbye, good luck. Like 2 days in the middle of my exams that went straight through. Don't even.
What are your thoughts on it?
I think they're both Egypts. I think they're both Egypts. Like, I don't know why Marianne would put up with Connell, and I don't know why Connell would put up with Marianne.
What do you
if they're happy together,
then
that's
exactly.
for them.
Do you think it's a fair representation of college students?
College men not wanting to get into a relationship, definitely.
Fair enough.
And I know in college you do try out a lot of that sort of stuff. So it is probably a good representation.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't really know. I don't go to Trinity that often. We
won't go any further than that now. What do you think about the whole, like, his chain having its own Facebook or Instagram profile and all that stuff?
No. I'm not. No. Oh. I'm not for it. I never liked the chain when the buffs were wearing them back home. I don't like them now. Like, even if he had a mullet, I don't think I could have watched the whole series. That's how I feel about chains. Do you know? Like, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I just had to ignore it. You know.
Fair enough. Yeah, I saw there he's raffling off one of them for charity. So I suppose that's kind of cool, but. That's how famous the chains have become. Like,
sure, if any girl wants a lab with the chain, go to Glanamaddy. Just go to Glanamaddy. Like,
sorted.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
And with the Sligo boys always have the chain. I think it was a fair representation of Sligo having the chain.
Do you think?
But no, I don't think it's sexy.
Did you see, actually, I just heard on the radio today that just before it came out that Big Brother is going to be done virtually, and that, like, anybody can get involved in it. Like, you download the app and it's like a virtual, like, game that you play.
Weird.
Yeah.
I think I've never been a big fan of Big Brother. It really freaks me out. I don't think I could have somebody watching my every move, and if you did, you'd be pretty bored.
Yeah.
I do a lot of sitting and a lot of watching TikToks and a lot of sending TikToks to my dad. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I heard it and I was like, that's kind of cool. So I had an idea.
It is kind of cool, but, like,
yeah.
I think the whole point is that they're watching you all the time.
Yeah.
So is your camera going to be on the whole time?
I don't know. I think you make, like, an avatar, and then it's like the avatar lives out there.
Oh, like The Sims.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm there if it's like
I think
The Sims.
so. I don't know.
Okay,
though.
I'm back on board.
I'm going to try and get the lads to download it for the new podcast that's starting next month. I'm going to see if we can all, like, do that and see how we all fare out on it. I think that'd be a cool little segment. But anyway, we what is with the rambling? It was my fault again. I started, but going back to songwriting, go back to your whole, like, musical, your philosophy, I suppose, for music and, you know, modern day music and stuff. What's your whole take on music now?
I
know it's a very broad question.
I don't really have a set genre. I'm not that sort of person to be like, oh, I don't like this music because blah blah blah. I just enjoy any music that I think is intelligent, that's smart, has a cool hook, has one line that you're just like, that's really smart, or has, like, a cool riff or something like that. So you can tell that a lot of the music is being mass produced, and, like, it won't have those little bits that you kind of listen out for and you're like, that is so smart, or something like that. But, like, with the things like TikTok is such a good platform for people whose music are there, and then it makes it onto a video, and the next thing it has like 1 million streams on Spotify.
Yeah,
It's
it's
so it's the
crazy.
new way music is going.
Yeah.
If you can make something catchy that's going to be 15 seconds or 30 seconds of that song,
Mm.
add it to TikTok. And TikTok doesn't really discriminate on genre either. Because if you
Mm.
look through it, like um, Chinese New Year is
Mm.
completely different to like, I don't know, like the Willow Smith song. That's
Yeah.
completely different. But now they've been put into the same genre that is TikTok.
Yeah, it's so true. Everybody that's been on has been talking about TikTok actually, and how like it's just this huge platform.
So
like.
good. It's so good.
It is though.
If
It's
people want to
class.
follow me on TikTok and make me TikTok famous, I won't be mad.
Is
I
it
will not be
is
mad.
it real on TikTok as well? Is
Yeah.
that all across the board? Yeah, yeah, yeah. People can see that. I have
Because
that
I
as well.
spelled like Realta that way, like nobody else has it in the world.
Yeah.
So it's really easy to get like usernames and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just have put in my name and that's it.
Yeah. There it's down the bottom of Quiva's view. You can see it there. But yeah. It's right. Yeah. So okay, so do you think music is losing its kind of, do you think it's losing its sense of like rawness, or do you think there's still like, do you think that that's kind of its own little thing? We'll say artists like yourself, do you still think that that's its own little niche of music, or do you think it's
I think
kind of just all
that
being
music always is in their own little niches, and then every so often, pop music is just, oh, we all like this niche.
mm,
Do you know? That's why it can change so often. It was very much trap there for a while,
yeah,
and now it's gone back to like more rap and stuff like that again.
yeah,
And then before, like in the 70s, it would have been my sort of music.
mm.
It just happens that I don't live in that time. But I think even if you're not pop music, anyone can appreciate your music.
Yeah.
And it's just, you need to find the people that are looking for that. And the people who are looking for that, and like for my things, I'd be like people who listen to Florence and the Machine and Damon Rice and David Gray and Hosier, hopefully.
Yeah.
And Hosier has so many fans, and nobody would have thought that music
Yeah.
would have been pop.
Yeah.
But it is,
But it
because
is, yeah.
it is popular.
Popular music, yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of people don't understand that pop music is just popular music. It's not like a genre unto itself. It's just music that's popular at the time. But yeah, Hosier's stuff is very it's very diverse though. Especially like his new album is class.
Oh,
like,
amazing.
yeah.
He's getting more into the bluesy sort of stuff, which
Yeah.
is what he was raised on,
Yeah.
and it shows, and it's,
You can hear it.
I think all of his music is really authentic. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can feel that he meant all the words in those songs, that's who he is and who he wants to be.
Yeah, I remember I went to see Hosier in Castlebar, and I was at that gig, and I was like, what song was it? I think it was Take Me to Church actually that was playing, and it was just when that came on, I was standing there, and it's just the whole production was there in front of me, and I was like, holy shit, that is what I want to do. Like,
it's
110%.
transcendent.
Yeah.
It is transcendent. You feel like, and he's so nice, and he'll just be smiling on stage, and he's so happy to be there.
Yeah.
And you're happy to be there because he's happy to be there.
Yeah, yeah. But it's.
Have you ever seen Florence and the Machine perform?
No, not live anyway.
Oh my god, it is something else. And anyone who saw her at EP or have seen her in concert, it's transcendent. Like, she's not of this world. She's just not.
What do you think?
She skips around the stage and she sings her little songs, but the voice that comes out of her,
yeah,
she's unbelievable. She just captures. I saw her in the 3 Arena, and I was well up the top, well near the back, and I still felt like she was right in front of me, like she was speaking to me.
What do you think of Freya Ridings? Have you heard of her?
No, I've seen her twice now. I've seen her do, she did before, I can't remember who she was before, but I saw her in the 3 Arena as well. She might have been before Florence and the Machine.
Yeah. because they're
I'm
very
not
similar.
really sure, but I have seen her. She's really good. I really
Yeah.
like the tone of her voice.
Yeah, she's really similar to Florence. Like they're almost identical.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I would not go that far.
Well, okay. Well, no. We'll say I heard her song on the radio and I thought it was the Florence and the Machine song.
Really?
Yeah. I heard Castles and I was like, oh my god, Florence and the Machine has a new song out. And then I was like, but no, she doesn't because I didn't hear anything like. So I went and
That
Shazammed and I was like, oh my god.
you clearly don't like Florence and the Machine as much as I do.
I probably don't. Judging by
No,
the
but
face
I
you just gave
understand
me.
they're in the same vein, but I wouldn't have put Fair Ridings with Florence and the Machine.
Really?
But I understand where
Yeah,
you come
yeah.
from.
You can
No,
hear.
I
Yeah,
would have
you
never
can hear
put
where
them
where I'm coming
together. I would have put Fair Ridings like closer to Adele.
From. Really?
You know, they're
Yeah,
ballads
yeah. That's true. Yeah. I never
more
thought
than
of that,
like
yeah.
Florence and the Machine is all about like the harmonies and the drums and the harp, whereas Fair Ridings is about the voice.
That's true, yeah. I love Florence's just the production of her music. Like if you sit and listen to it on a set
beautiful.
of monitors, it's like
The Machine
God.
is Isabel is her producer. She's the Machine. So it's Florence singing all her bits, and Florence will record harmony over harmony and could send loads of stems to Isabel. And Isabel arranges them.
It's class. It's so cool. Production is amazing.
So cool.
If you've never listened to Florence and the Machine's music, go listen to it. It's class. And even like the themes that she has in her music videos and everything, they're all just class. The way it's all done is just amazing. It's brilliant.
Yeah. You'll be upset you didn't write it.
Yeah.
Because I know I am.
Yeah. Anyhow, will we take a little break? And then we can come back and we can play some music and have another little chat and see how we go from there.
Perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right, we'll be back after the break. You're listening to the On Studio Sessions podcast recorded live here in On Studio HQ. Each week we'll be talking to different artists, songwriters, DJs, producers and engineers. Don't forget to follow us on all social media at On Studio Music, and you can also watch the podcast on YouTube. But for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of this episode. We're back for part 2. Welcome back. How are you? Hi, Caoimhe. Had you a nice break?
Yes, beautiful.
I asked Owen last for his episode when he came back from the break. I was like, "Did you have a nice break, Owen?" And he went off and said that he, what did he do? He collected the kids from school. He made the tea. He cut the lawn. He did all this stuff, but. Actually, you were good friends with
I'm
Owen,
not
weren't
productive. Oh, yeah. I would have known Owen for years.
Yeah.
Because Owen's from Dunmore as well, but he went to Tuam. And then we did Tuam Youth Theatre as well. I know Cian as well. Cian did TYT.
Oh, you knew Cian Ford?
Yeah, know Cian Ford really well.
Yeah,
Cian Ford, a good friend.
Cian is gas crack.
Oh, gas. So funny.
He's on the new podcast starting next month, so I'm looking forward to that. That should be great.
Ooh.
Yeah. Anyhow, Caoimhe is going to play some music for us, I believe.
Yeah.
What are you going to play, Caoimhe? What have you got? 2 originals, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Okay.
So the first song is called Introductions, and it's just a little bit about me.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Kind of sad, but I think these are important things to know if you're going to listen to my music.
Fair enough.
You know?
Yeah, well, in your own time.
I like orange chocolate and walking on my own. I like it when the rain falls, still like it when it's done. I have to write this song 'cause it's all I can do to be able to speak my mind and not hurt you. Sometimes major chords seem minor, it just depends on how they're played. And sometimes when you're feeling brighter, it just depends on the day. And sometimes when I'm breathing, wish it all would go away. This is just a reminder that I wanted to go this way. I like watching telly and getting really high. A controversial podcast. I always want to die. And maybe it's just my brain, or maybe it's who I am. How dare I to feel this way? Fix her if you can. Sometimes major chords seem minor. It just depends on how they're played. And sometimes when you're feeling brighter, it just depends on the day. And sometimes when I'm breathing, wish it all would go away. This is just a reminder that I wanted to go this way. I like orange chocolate and walking on my own. I like it when the rain falls. I'll still like it when it's done.
That was lovely. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
That was really cool. I love the change.
you.
I love the change in the chords from minor to major. That was really cool.
The A major, a lot of people go, that sounds wrong. But
Yeah. No, that's class.
a lot of people say I'm wrong. Not wrong, Mom.
That was cool. That was really, really cool. I love that a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah. We could have just sang that song at the start and finished the podcast there. Just told us everything we needed to know. Anyway, what are you going to play for us next?
This song is called Holy. It's about like being with someone and yet feeling like you're taking advantage of them.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Maybe
it's
not.
Interesting, but okay.
I'm sure someone will relate.
There's always someone.
I got insecurities.
There's always someone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Deadly.
Loneliness followed me, catching me, holding me, pick me, choose me, love me. I screamed. Sobriety danced with me. My silence seemed to sing with me. And in the end, I chose to go my own way. Passing colors from stranger to stranger. Don't know how I let myself away with this. I'm a mess I'm a mess, but I do it so carefully. I do it so quietly, or at least I wish I did. But holy, holy, how he touched me, and I'm sure I'm bitter in his sweetness. But holy, holy, how he touched me in my poor soul, and my porcelain body. Never trust a lover found under the wing of a willow tree. They come just to watch the world fall or to crumble. And isn't it crazy and strange? We come into this world, get lost and leave stains. But holy, holy, how he touched me, and I'm sure I'm bitter in his sweetness. But holy, holy, how he touched me in my poor soul, and my porcelain body. And my baby loves me like the wind. I'm uncontrollable, and that's what excites him. My baby loves me like the wind. I'm uncontrollable, and that's what excites him. But holy, holy, how he touched me, and I'm sure I'm bitter in his sweetness. But holy, holy, how he touched me in my poor soul, my porcelain body, my poor soul, and my porcelain body.
Lovely. That was really nice. They're both really lovely songs, those two.
Thank you.
All you need to do is get them recorded. Wink, wink.
Yes,
hint, hint.
yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
They're lovely. That last one was really cool.
Thank you.
I love the kind of, I won't say falsetto-y bits, but the really high bits are really nice.
Them really habits.
Suits you. Yeah, it's nice. It's really cool. Fair play to you. You said porcelain a lot, and I was like, oh, that reminded me of something. Did you ever listen to Moby?
Yes, I love Moby Porcelain. Love it. Love it. It's on all my playlists.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan
What
of Moby. I love Moby.
What a tune.
Yeah, that was really cool. I don't know, because I was just watching you. I was just like, geez, it took a lot out of you. You really put a lot of effort into it, like.
I try.
Yeah. Well, you can see.
It's also very hot in here now.
Yeah, it is very warm. No, but what I'm trying to say is you can see how much you're putting into it. Like, it's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really nice. So how did they come about, or were they just?
I wrote introductions in England during the summer. I moved to England, lived with my auntie, was working in the university over there and just gigging. And it was a weird time because I didn't really have a lot of friends my age because all my co-workers and stuff like that, or were my auntie's friends who were like 40 and stuff like that. So all my friends over in England are the same age as my mom.
Okay.
So it came to a lot of like self-reflecting, and I have struggled with mental health, and I still do. And I think I wanted people to know that about me and know a little bit about me before they go straight into my music, because I think it's a lot easier to understand.
Yeah.
Once you have like the introduction.
Oh yeah.
This is an introduction to me. And then Holy, I thought was a really bad song. I was playing it in my house and I was like, there's too many chord changes. People won't know. People won't be able to follow it. And I played it for my band one day and they were like, you have to play that song. Like, it's so good. So it's become one of my favorite songs now. It's also a little bit self-reflective. The first line is, any Grey's Anatomy fans will know, pick me, choose me, love me. So that's in the first bit. And it's just about like how I let myself do stupid things. And I like, I'll tell other people not to do them and then I'll do them myself. And just like, I don't know if other people kind of feel bad when they're with somebody, like getting with somebody, and they just overanalyze themselves. It's a lot of that, just overanalyzing myself instead of being in the moment and letting it happen. And the whole bridge of that is, my baby loves me like the wind, I'm uncontrollable, and that's what excites him. And that's meant to be like the turning point of the song, where like I can just accept that it is holy when we're together, and it's nice when we're together.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
It's kind of like the same sort of idea as Hallelujah, like taking the Christian kind of angle on it, and then talking about like being with a partner.
Yeah, that's kind of that's kind of the vibes I was getting off it. So you definitely achieved that anyway. It was really cool. So I suppose the last thing I can ask is what's in the pipeline? What's in the future for Caoimhe, Glynn and Realta and all that jazz?
Recording. That's the next thing that needs to be done, is recording. It's a bit difficult at the moment because I don't have the technical skills to be recording myself. I can do demos and stuff like that, but not to a good standard.
Yeah.
And social distancing at the moment. But I have a good bit of money saved up, and hopefully when this is all over, I can go out to a studio and just sing my little heart out.
Yeah.
Sing some little harmonies over it.
Yeah.
Expel it into the world.
Yeah.
See what
be cool. And is it an album or an EP that you have in the works, or what?
Personally, I could do anything. I could do an album, I could do an EP, I could do one or two songs. It's just at the moment it's money constraints, because you know yourself, there's not that much money that can be made out of just singing your own songs.
No.
So it's a lot of saving up and saving up my songs and saving up my money,
Yeah.
and hopefully getting it there. And once the first song comes out, hopefully I can make enough money to make the
Yeah,
second
exactly.
song,
Yeah.
and so on.
Actually, it was funny you said earlier there, like at the start of the conversation, you were on about Sibelius and composing music for different bits and pieces. There is a lot, like that is a huge area. For
Yeah, but
anybody that's looking to go
I'm
into that.
so new to it. I wouldn't be able. You know,
Yeah.
I only picked up Sibelius quite recently. I love it. I
Mm.
love it, and I am working on honing my skills in it.
Yeah.
And that will be, well, hope I'd love that to be a source of income for me,
Yeah.
just like selling sheet music
Yeah.
and arranging for orchestras and stuff like that, or
Yeah.
at least for string quartets. That'd be lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
But
a big thing now.
I
Like,
won't count my chickens before somebody has told me that's not great.
yeah, no, if like that's the whole film thing is huge. So, like if you have if
Yeah.
you're anyway creative and you have the technology to record like any sort of music at all, if you have like a MIDI keyboard or anything, you can record some different layers and stuff. Definitely have a look at like music for games, music for film and stuff, because it's a huge avenue. It's booming. Yeah, it's huge.
Booming.
booming. Anyway, I think that's it. Really.
Thank you very much for having
Well,
me.
thanks for coming on. It was nice to catch up with you and see what
Yeah,
you're
catch
at.
up.
It's a pity I missed you the day you were down, but I'll get you again some point.
Yeah,
You'll have to come into us and sing a few tunes properly and stuff the next time you're down.
100%. As soon as social distancing will allow it.
Yeah, definitely do. I think it's July. I think July is when there's inter-county travel and stuff. So I'm afraid you're stuck in Dublin for another while.
That's just my feeling.
Anyway, just let me flick on this other camera so I can record my outro. But no, thanks for coming on, Quiva.
Anytime.
It was great to have you on, and great to see you, and great to hear your music and your plans and your thoughts and all that stuff. And yeah, I don't really have anything else to say other than to the public just to keep watching, keep listening, and you can see Quiva's little handle is down the bottom of her. Yeah, there, it's right there. So go add her and follow her on all the social media and all that stuff. But until I see you guys next week, thanks a million for watching and liking and sharing, and stay safe. Wash your hands, Quiva, and stay safe. Don't go getting lost on us up in Dublin.
I'll try not to. Can't promise.
All right, guys, I will talk to you all next week. Good luck. Mind yourselves.